the investigation.
And so let's talk through some of the evidence we know they have. We just reported about the writings that were left behind on the shell casings found at the crime scene. The words defend, deny, depose written on those shell casings. Jillian, does that narrow the window on who a potential suspect could be, that they would have casings like that?
Well, it obviously took a lot of time for someone to put the effort and write those words on those shells. So it shows you that there was a rationale behind this killing. It shows you that the person who did this most likely had something against this industry. It also could point us in a direction where we know that those words are pretty common in the insurance industry. You'll see them online in terms of negative exposure on the insurance industry. So it could be someone who's wanting to point us in that direction, or it could have something directly related to this killing.
Jillian, the New York Times obtained this additional surveillance video showing someone wearing similar clothing to the gunman. That was reportedly from around 10 minutes before the shooting. I think we have this video. It was about 175 feet away from the scene. The NYPD was not immediately able to confirm that it is the suspect in that video. But if it is him, and given that description we just walked through, we'll give that video to everybody to see when we get that ready. But if it's the suspect and we have that sort of timeline now, what does that suggest to you?
Well, we know that the suspect was casing the individual well before and in advance of the killing. Something that I want to point out, and something that was addressed yesterday in the NYPD's press conference, is that backpack is pretty distinctive.
Here's that video.
Yeah. Based on that video, his clothes are relatively generic, but that backpack does have a unique shape. And I think that that's something that we could definitely use while we're tracking, because something that's really important is, as the NYPD is going through hours and hours of surveillance footage from not only their internal system, but CCTV, cameras all over the city, on bodegas, in Duane Reade's, in banks and ATMs, we want to track that suspect without losing any gap in time, so that we could establish a clear timeline.